right, welcome to the show. My guest today is Christina Chriss of the band Kaleido. And Kaleido has performed with some of the biggest names in rock, including Aerosmith, Kid Rock, Slash, Halestorm, Bret, Rob Zombie, Evanescence, Butcher Babies. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And they're about to start a 3-month tour with Sebastian Bach, one of my favorite singers of one of my favorite, or ex-singer of one of my favorite bands, Skid Row. And that's how I found them. I'm shocked I've never heard of the band, given all the shows they've done. And their music's actually really good. It's like an eclectic mix of rocks, different kinds of rock. Some songs sound kind of like Paramore, and some sound kind of like No Doubt. And some are heavier like Halestorm, and then there's just straight ahead rock. And the latest single is called Panic in the Pandemic. It's a really catchy tune, and they have a lot of good songs, so just check them out on Spotify. I am officially a fan now, and I think you will be too if you give them a chance. And now you get to know their lead singer, Christina, in this interview. So enjoy it. Please welcome Christina Chriss from Kaleido to the Chuck Shoot podcast. How are you doing, Christina?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So you're just telling me you're going to go on a 3-month tour. And this is not the one with Sebastian Bach. This is a different tour.
No, this is with Sebastian Bach. So we leave in just about 1 week for a 3-month tour. So I'm back in Michigan right now with my band. We're getting everything prepped. We also just returned from a tour with the Butcher Babies a couple of days ago. And then right before that one, we were out with a band called Otherwise. So we've been full speed ahead back with touring. And I'm really excited for this long one coming up.
Yeah, that's a big one. See, that's how I found you. I feel like an idiot because I feel so stupid that I'm looking through your history. You guys have been around for a while. I don't know how I missed you. You've toured with all these big bands, but I saw Sebastian Bach and I saw the opening band. I was like, Kaleido, I've never heard of this band. So I did, I looked into it. I was like, oh, I love these guys. I got to have you on. So how did you get that Sebastian Bach tour? Did he reach out to you, or did you guys reach out to him, or?
Yeah. Well, we have a booking agent, and so we're getting, our name out there and stuff, but yeah, so he picked us, I guess.
That's awesome. Yeah. Cause at first I'm kind of going, this seems like an interesting fit, because you guys have so many different kinds of songs, right? Like you have songs that kind of sound No Doubt. You have songs that sound kind of Paramore. And then you have songs that are more like AC/DC. And so I'm listening to some of those songs today and I go, oh, okay. Now I get, he probably likes these songs a lot. And there's full on metal and screaming too.
Yeah. We're just a kaleidoscope of sound.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. So tell me about your influences. Cause you Alanis Morissette was a big one, but also Dave Grohl and Halestorm. And what else has influenced your band?
Guns N' Roses.
Ooh, love them.
Huge for me. I did listen to a lot of like female singer-songwriters. So Alanis Morissette is just right up there. But also, I came up listening to just about everything. I had a very like eclectic and vast experience with music, whether it was like listening to Guns N' Roses or Kid Rock with my dad, or, System of a Down with my friends in school, and pop music, rock music, like all across the board. I kind of enjoyed all of it. And I think that definitely comes through in Kaleido's music. You hear like the touches of influence from a wide range of different artists. Yeah. But I always say one of my favorites ever is Guns N' Roses.
Me too. And you got to play with Slash and Aerosmith, right? Tell me about that show in New York. Did you get to meet Slash, or?
No, I didn't meet him. It was like really like quick in and out, but we played on a show that was at Jones Beach Theater. And yeah, like that was a dream come true. We obviously were like watching their set side stage and stuff, but.
Oh, they let you do that? Cause sometimes they don't let you do. Yeah. Okay. And you watch Aerosmith too, side stage?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
They were like so quickly in and out. Like they got out of a black SUV, got on stage, and as soon as they were done, they got into it and left. Like real quick in and out. But man, we were standing side stage in these like in like a rafter type of balcony, I guess, like area, watching the set. And I just like had a moment where I was like, this is really happening right now. I just performed and now I'm here watching this. And of course, my mom's like the hugest Aerosmith fan. So it felt pretty surreal.
That is really cool. Wow. Yeah. Cause I saw Guns N' Roses on their most recent tour, and I don't know if it's because of the pandemic, but somehow I was able to get general admission seats, and we just moved right up to the front. It was like a front row seat to Guns N' Roses. It was crazy.
Wow. A couple of years ago, when they first started the touring up again, I saw them in Detroit at Ford Field. So I think that was the very first show that they did, actually,
Oh,
when they just started to tour again. So I was lucky enough to catch that. And unfortunately, they did play in Detroit like a month or two ago, and I was like out on tour. So
ah.
I didn't get to see them again, but I did get to see them once.
Yeah. I've seen him so many
I'd love to see
times.
them again.
That's cool. I'm glad that we both have that connection. Now you're from Detroit too. You grew up there.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about, what is it like that? Did you didn't live in the city, right? You're more in the suburbs then, or?
Yep, just right outside of Detroit, like about 10 minutes is where I was born and raised in East Detroit, now called East Point.
Hmm.
So I've been in and around the city like my entire life. I recently moved to Los Angeles in
Hmm.
November, and so I've been out there. But before that, full-time Michigan, when I'm not touring and all over the place with my
Okay.
band.
So what is Detroit? Because I've never been there. I've just heard about it. I've heard it's kind of a little bit like deserted. Has it changed throughout your lifetime? Has it gotten better or worse, or what is it? What is the city itself like?
Well, they've done a lot to
Really?
improve it in recent years.
That's good.
Yes. They have done a lot of renovations, and they brought the Pistons back down there. They weren't playing in Detroit for many, many years. They were at the Palace of Auburn Hills, which is
Oh.
about 45 minutes outside of the city of Detroit.
Oh.
So it is definitely, been improving over the past decade or more. But yeah, there's definitely some areas when you're outside of downtown Detroit where there's like a lot of abandoned houses still, and some like shady areas. You just got to kind of know where you're going, and don't wander away.
Okay, good advice if I ever go there. What about the music scene? I mean, before Kaleido, you must have been, were you in some other bands and stuff, or what was the music scene like?
Yes, I was in a couple of bands before Kaleido, but Kaleido has been like my main thing since really starting to hit it hard. In 2012 is when we formed. It's pretty cool. I haven't been a part of the local Detroit music scene for a while. One, COVID has kind of like put a kibosh on all of that. And
Yeah.
then also we've been nationally touring. So Detroit has kind of become like a tour stop for us, but we will play like a hometown show here. So I just grew up in Detroit, and just I feel like the like heartbeat and rhythm of this particular area is kind of like bled into us and kind of brought us up. It's just like a hardworking blue collar, scratching and clawing your way to the top type of mentality. I think that comes through in our music as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So what, before you started Kaleido, what other like roadblocks or obstacles did you have to face? Because there must have been, some of these bands must have fallen apart. There must have been people telling you you shouldn't do this, you're never going to make it. Did you have a lot of those kinds of obstacles that you had to push through?
Um, I did have like one band before Kaleido, which was called the Christina Chriss Band, oddly enough. And we were like mainly playing covers, but
Hmm.
we did have some original tunes. And actually, the bass player of Kaleido was in that project with me as well. But that kind of naturally dissolved. And then we met Joey, who's the drummer of Kaleido, and he was in a band called Robots in the Garden. We had all met like through the local music scene, just playing shows together. And so we
Mm.
started writing, and it came together pretty organically. Kaleido, we just had started writing and kind of like took off right away. Our very first show was at the Roxy in West Hollywood, opening for Mickey Avalon, and the show was sold out. And
Wow.
it's kind of been just like climbing since then. We've had a lot of really great opportunities, and we work really hard. But I have definitely had naysayers, but I've been blessed and lucky to have a family that really supports me and what I like to do. They've always encouraged me to follow my dreams and stay true to myself. So I definitely had the support and love of my family, which is really great because I know there's a lot of musicians that aren't as fortunate
Hmm.
when it comes to pursuing what they like and music in general. And people will kind of like squash, your dreams in that department. But I mean, I've learned how to just ignore the haters. You have to.
That's awesome. So you told your parents, you're like, I'm going to be a rock singer. And they're like, all right, go for it.
Yeah. I told them that when I was in kindergarten. I have a paper that my mom saved where they asked me what I was going to be when I grow up. And I said, I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to play guitar. And she saved it. And
wow.
it's oddly enough, my brother, who is an attorney now, he also filled out the same paper and said, I'm going to be a lawyer when he was the same age.
Oh my God.
My parents were very supportive. They listened to what we like to do and let us do it. So we both filled out the paper in kindergarten or first grade or something.
Yeah.
And like, she saved both of them. It's hilarious. Both of us do what we said we were going to do when we were really tiny.
That's really cool. So yeah, you're doing it. And you guys had your first album was just the self-titled one, 2012, right?
Yeah, that's when we were just trying to figure it out, having fun. We didn't really know what we were doing, just writing some songs. And we put together that EP. And our sound has really grown and adapted with us over the years. We were just kids, like, making songs back then, and they were like, hey, this is cool. Like, we really like this. Like, let's keep doing it. And it kind of grew from there.
Yeah. So then, 2014 you had Unbreakable. And then it seemed like there was a big gap between that album and then the last album, 2020. I know you had some singles in there, but is there a reason for that? Or why was there such a big gap between albums?
We also released a record called Experience, which was our one and only full length, which came out after Unbreakable.
Oh, okay. Is that just not on Spotify then? Is that?
It should be.
Oh, well, I'll have to maybe sometimes they put the wrong dates on there too. So that's.
Yeah, we actually, the dates are probably different on that one because we had, like, changed our distribution. So it came down for a minute, but it's back up. So it should be there. It's
okay.
Called, Experience, and it's a full album.
Which okay, I'll have to see again because there were so many songs that were so good. I'm just, like I said, I'm just discovering you guys. I'm like, oh, this song's good and this song's good, and I love the song. I just heard this one right before the interview. No More Little Nice Bitch. It's like a straight ahead rock song. Is there a story behind the lyrics for that one?
No More Little Miss Nice Bitch. Just that's me, as you had mentioned before, asking if anybody had ever, like, tried to say you're never going to make it, you can't do this, it's kind of the story of not being walked on. Like, you have to be, like, so polite and nice. And as a girl, I feel like that's expected a lot of times. And I kind of wanted to, like, break that stigma and that mold. And, no more Little Miss Nice Bitch.
That's yeah.
Like, push me to the edge.
That's a great one. And then the song Blood, that's cool too. The lyrics, like, you don't own me. It's just an awesome riff with the screaming. What inspired that one? I'm assuming that's a fictional song.
Well, there's a lot of truth in that song as well. But I feel like that song gives a lot of power to people who are in relationships and situations where they're being taken advantage of or dealing with, like, a narcissist, someone who's controlling. And I've heard that feedback from quite a few people that the song speaks to them. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, it's just all my songs come from a personal experience that I've gone through at some point in my life.
So yeah, because there's a lot of emotion, and I think that's what I like about it. Some of the, like the 90s songs, I feel like they're so, you have to, like, interpret it. Like, I like Nirvana, but, like, I'm like, I don't know what this shit means. But, like, your songs, I'm like, I get this. Like, it's very easy to, hear the emotions and what you're talking about. So is that those emotions, like, is that kind of how you get your emotions out? Or are you a very emotional person, or is this just, like, manifested in the songs?
I'm a very emotional person. I'm a Cancer. So, like, and I grew up being, like, the most emo kid of emo kids. And so, yeah, it does come through in the music. It's cathartic. Like, it comes out. It's a way for me to let it out. A lot of times I as a Cancer, like, you kind of, if anybody knows anything about that kind of stuff, you keep your emotions bottled up inside, and you have this hard shell exterior, and that's, like, totally me. Like, inside I'm a softy, but there's, like, all these emotions, and a lot of times I feel like I kind of, like, have a guard up. So I let that out in my music a lot. And I feel like it's just a release for me. And it's cool because it touches and other people can relate to it too.
Oh yeah, for sure. So you get a lot of fans telling you that these songs have touched them in a way, in some way, because it's like, no,
Yeah.
it's all the range of emotions. There's anger, there's sadness. You know, there's like the latest one, "The Panic in the Pandemic," which is just the greatest title for a song ever. And it's like it's totally about all the stress and stuff that's going through the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. That was I wrote that song during and released it during this whole mess that we've all been forced into over the past like 2 years, pretty much. So that song was definitely a release. And if you pay attention to the lyrics in that one, it really does tell the tale of emotions that I think many people have had to, work through throughout
Yeah.
all of it.
Do you feel like that's getting better now? Because you're able to tour. So, I mean, because of the vaccines and stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I wasn't able to touch a stage for over a year and a half. And so I've done probably about 10 shows with Kaleido since we got the green light and booked these tours. And that's my happy place.
What do you know?
That's
What?
the happy place on earth for me is
Yeah,
on stage. So
is on
I'm happy
stage.
it's back open and happening. And I hope that it continues on that route,
Yeah, because I mean, I know some bands are saying like you have to have the vaccine to enter. Is there a rule with the Sebastian Bach tour? Is it going to be? Do you have to have a vaccine to go to the show, or is it just masks or what?
I'm not really sure. I think that is probably, and don't quote me. I've heard from other touring bands that I'm friends with that it's kind of up to the particular region and venue,
Okay.
etc. So it would be in the best interest of anyone that wants to attend those shows that they check out any type of restrictions and or requirements before purchasing tickets or coming to the show. But I know that my band and my crew is all fully vaccinated. So we just want everyone to be healthy and stay safe and get back to enjoying live music.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I think you're coming to Phoenix. I feel like you're going to play the Marquee with Sebastian, so I'll definitely want to go to that. I think I've been trying to see that Sebastian show. It's been rescheduled like 6 different times or something. So I'm hoping this one actually happens, especially now that you guys are opening. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. And I really hope that you can make it out to that one. That Marquee Theater is awesome too. We played there with Seether before and haven't been back since. So I'm looking forward to returning to Tempe.
Tempe. Yes, that's right. Wow, good memory. Yeah. Yeah. So you played with all these amazing Butcher Babies. We talked about Aerosmith, Kid Rock. What did you get a chance to meet with him? Because he's from Detroit. So I would think he would kind of maybe take you under his wing a little bit, or no?
Yeah, he's a homie of ours. We've had some really cool hangs with him at his house and stuff. And he's been really kind to us. But we got to open for him in Las Vegas at the D Casino, which is, Detroit themed.
Okay.
So they had us open for Kid Rock there. And shout out to Derek and Nicole over there at the D. They're amazing people. And we had a great time. But yeah, Kid Rock's cool. He's always been really nice to us.
What is he like to hang out with? Is it kind of an act, or is he like you see on TV and stuff?
No, that what you see is what you get with him. He's authentic and is a cool guy.
Okay.
Funny. He's got great stories. We had a blast every time we've ever hung out with him. It's been a blast.
That sounds amazing. And then did you tour or just do some shows with Halestorm? That must have been cool because they were an influence on you, right?
Yeah, definitely. We did a handful of shows with them over a couple of years. Most of them were at like festivals that we were able to play with them, but they also are some of the most kind people that I've ever met. They embraced us and they were super awesome. Lizzie gave me one of her necklaces that is part of her jewelry line. So they're really awesome and they're really amazing musicians and we definitely look up to them.
Yeah, I'd love to see them live too someday. Did you?
You should.
Yeah.
Great show.
Did you do a show with Bret Michaels? I saw too.
Yeah.
Did you get to meet him though, or is it?
I think that we met quickly backstage. We played with him at a festival as well. And then I believe that we also played with him at a club show in Michigan a few years back.
Okay. Yeah, I think I just saw a flyer or something. I was like, I love how you guys are able to, like, you're playing with Rob Zombie, Kid Rock, and Halestorm, and Bret Michaels and Sebastian. It's such a variety. That's really cool.
Yeah, we kind of fit in everywhere, you know. There's like a little bit of something for everyone. We have like a very dynamic live show that's really engaging for the audience, but like musically too, have a pretty broad spectrum, so it fits in with a lot of different acts.
Do you guys change up the set list every night, or do you kind of stick with one that you're going to be doing the whole tour?
It depends on how much time we have for our set, but we pretty much stick to a general group of songs. And we might change like one or two in or out here and there to just switch it up. But we're predominantly playing like our latest releases right now.
Okay. And then did you used to do a cover of the Foo Fighters? Are you going to do that, or any other covers?
We might. I can't tell you yet.
Oh, damn it.
We have been known to do some really cool covers. We have done Foo Fighters, and we've done My Michelle.
Oh, that would be amazing.
In the past, so we'll pull something fun out.
Okay.
Sure.
Did you take could you just do? I mean, do you have like a round table of songs that you could pull from that you can switch it up every time?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Hopefully, you do something really. That'd be cool to hear Guns N' Roses in Phoenix. How long will you get for the Sebastian Bach? Is it 30 minutes, 45, or
45?
Oh, nice, the full 45. Yeah. Okay.
It's just Kaleido and Sebastian on that tour.
Yeah.
So we have a nice 45-minute long set every night. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to watch his show.
Yeah.
I've only seen it in video so far, so I'm looking forward to seeing it in person. But it's going to be really awesome.
Have you met Sebastian yet?
Not yet.
Oh my gosh, he's such. Have you seen interviews and stuff with him though? He's quite the personality.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Were you a Skid Row fan? See, I was a huge Skid Row. That's like the reason I got into rock.
Well, I definitely listened to it quite a bit. My dad listened to it, and so I came up hearing it, you know. 18 in life, that's my shit.
Yeah. I love the Slave to the Grind. That was the thing that made me a rock fan. Have you listened to that album at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. So you said your favorite part of being a musician, obviously, is doing the live shows and performing. What is your least favorite part of being a musician?
I love what I do.
You love everything?
Particularly have anything that sticks out in my mind that I dislike. I do what makes me happy. That's a mantra for me in life, and this is what makes me happy, so I do it.
That's amazing.
So I don't particularly have anything to complain about.
What about, so do you like the meet and greets? Because I heard a lot of musicians don't do that, but it's kind of a necessary evil, right? Or do you do meet and greets?
Yeah, we do, and I love them.
Oh, you love it. Okay.
I love it.
And you'll still do that now, even because if you're vaccinated, I guess it's probably safe to do those, right?
Yeah, we're doing them.
Okay. Is that something?
Yeah, we have them available on our website, and they're available for all the shows. We have like a really cool meet and greet experience where we do an acoustic performance, and it's a pretty intimate setting. And I enjoy it very much because I really do enjoy my time communicating with people that have been touched by our music. That means a lot to me. I think that, and saying that I do what makes me happy, one of the biggest things of it is it makes me happy to know that the art that I create has touched someone's life in a positive way or helped them through a difficult time. I think that's a big reason why I'm here on this earth. Sincerely, I believe that. So I do enjoy my time being able to meet people that like Kaleido and chat with them and keep in touch. It's so easy today with the internet.
That's really cool. What's
called the Kaleido fam?
Okay.
We have a pretty tight-knit fan group. It started here in Detroit when we were just coming up, and it's grown over the years. So it just keeps on growing.
That's on Facebook?
Yep. Kaleido fam.
Okay, maybe I can post this interview in there.
Oh, definitely. We'll have it. We'll share it. We'll definitely share it in there.
Okay. So is there a story or something memorable of, like you say, all these fans will reach out and tell you that your music touched them? Is there one that stands out to you? A story you want to tell on here?
Oh, Well, yeah, we have a song called Goodbye
Yeah.
that we wrote about a friend of ours who passed away. And that song went viral on Facebook, and I received hundreds and hundreds of messages from people like all over the world. And it's kind of a message that I got more than once, was that song put words to emotions that people felt while grieving over the loss of a loved one that they couldn't put into words themselves. That song explained how they felt, and they just wanted to thank us for doing that. And I unfortunately had to lose a friend to pull out those words and emotions from me, but I guess, there's a beautiful side to it in that it can help others express their grief. So I think that was probably one of the most touching, and that's like over multiple people that have told that to me. And then also our EP, No Really I'm Fine. I've had so much feedback from fans that are struggling with their mental health, depression, and anxiety, and have told me that the songs on that EP have helped them sort through things that they're going through. So
Yeah.
I like helping people through the music.
That's really cool. I love that too. I'm a huge advocate of mental health, so I love hearing those kinds of things. It just warms my own little heart here. So that's very cool to hear. Let's see, what else can we talk about? So you guys are independent, correct? You're not on a major label, so that gives you more independence and freedom, but it's also got to be more responsibility, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. We do everything. We do it all.
But you have a manager or somebody that does a lot of the business stuff too, right?
We don't actually.
Oh.
We manage ourselves right now, and we do have a booking agent, but
Okay.
yeah, we're completely indie, and we do it all.
Who are you in charge of the merch and stuff then, or who's in charge of that?
We are.
Okay, so you guys all just work together on all that stuff, and
I do most of the ordering, and we do have a merch seller at our shows, but all the ordering and designing and stuff is a collective amongst myself and the band members.
yeah, because it's a cool logo. So what do you guys have? Shirts, and you have sweatshirts, hats, or what, stickers, or what else? What all do you have?
Yeah, here it is. Hey, Cody designed this logo. Cody is the bass player in Kaleido.
Yeah.
And he's like super creative and talented with graphic design. So he's done a lot of the shirt designs that we will have with us on the Sebastian Bach tour.
Okay.
And he's responsible for this logo. So yeah, we have this logo on everything. We have stickers, we have shirts, we have posters.
Good stuff.
We have a skateboard.
Really? You can buy a full skateboard.
Yeah, we did a collaboration with our friends at Earth Skateboards.
Okay.
We did a Earth Kaleido collaborative deck, and so we have that too.
That's
Putting
awesome.
our name on everything.
That's very cool. Hey, I was going to ask you this. So do you guys have a guitar player? Because it's like, I think did you change guitar players or something? Because it was like there was only 3 people in the band picture, and on the website it doesn't say the guitar player's name, but I'm assuming you have one now for the tour.
Yes, we do. His name's Drew Johnston, and he has been with us since the end of 2019. We did one tour together with him, and then the world shut down. But we're back. And we've had a couple of different guitar players over the years, but he's the latest.
Okay, awesome. Well, I look forward to that. So yeah, you mean you've traveled with all these tours and stuff, but do you like to travel for fun?
I do, but I find myself mainly traveling with the band, and seeing things out of a bus window.
Okay. So well, yeah, because
I don't really find much time to travel like for leisure or vacation. I just kind of do Kaleido all the time.
So when you're on tour, you don't have time to do you have time to do anything fun or touristy or any of that stuff? Or is it like no, pretty much all business? Here and there.
But mainly it's mostly business. If we have a day off, we may go off and do something, but a lot of the time we're just driving and trying to get to the next city.
And so there's downtime on the bus though, at least when you're
not too much. I mean, we're either driving or we're getting there and we're loading all of our equipment in and getting set up and ready for the show and doing our meet and greets and then performing and then tearing all the stuff down, putting it back into the trailer and usually hitting it right to the next city. So just a couple of minutes, but they're not ever like I'm doing something at all times. And I like it that way.
That's good. Okay, cool. Well, very awesome. I look forward to seeing you guys. What other future goals do you have? I mean, you've done so many amazing tours. Is there any other bands that you haven't played with that you want to, or any venues that you want to play that you haven't played yet?
Oh yeah. There's tons of artists that we haven't played with that we'd love to play with. And venues. And future goals for us would be to continue to record, release, tour, and grow Kaleido and get our name and music out to as many people as possible and just blow up. Take over.
Well, hopefully this helps a little bit. I've got a few listeners, so hopefully some people check it out. Cause yeah, I'd never heard of you guys until Sebastian Bach. And then I'm like, I'm glad I found you, cause I'm a fan now. So I'm excited to see you.
Thank you so much for having me on and taking the time. I appreciate it. And I really hope you can make it out to that show in Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I like to end each episode with a charity. I can't remember. I think you had one that you already had one in mind that you wanted to give a shout out to.
Yes, I do. There is a very good friend of mine. His name is Marty Sheedy, and we've met him through music, but we've known him for many years. And I'm just going to look at this to make sure I pronounce this because it's a really crazy word. But the name of the charity is Project Scissor Gait Foundation, started by our really good friend, Marty Sheedy, who is affected by arthrogryposis and prune belly syndrome. And so we've done some work with him over the years in helping to promote that charity and foundation that he started. And so that is the one that I would like to give a shout out and suggest that people check out. And
so what is that syndrome? What is that? I've never heard of that.
Well, Marty he walks with a scissor gait, and that's why he named the foundation Project Scissor Gait.
Okay.
And so his legs are crossed and he has to walk with his legs crossed. So he has helped other families that have children that are born with that condition. And he himself was not expected to live very long. And now he's like 30 something years old. It was just his birthday a couple of days ago. So shout out, happy birthday, Marty.
Okay.
We love you a lot. So Project Scissor Gait Foundation.
All right. I will put that in the notes along with your website so people could check out your music, buy some merch, and then if they have a few extra dollars, they'll throw that to the charity.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this, Christina. I'll get this episode up soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You have a great weekend.
You too. I'll see you in Phoenix.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Later.
Bye-bye. Again, Christina Chriss, the band is Kaleido. Check them out on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your music. And make sure to check out their website as well for current tour dates and some really cool merch. And also you can follow them on social media to keep up with the latest happenings. And if you want to support my show, the number one thing you can do right now is subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to my damnedest to get to 1,000 subscribers. Might sound kind of crazy, but if you can subscribe and maybe get a few friends to do that as well, that would really help me out. In addition, your likes, comments, and shares on YouTube and social media and all that stuff, that helps me out as well. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can write me a review. So thank you so much for supporting the show as well as these great artists that I have on here. Have a great rest of your day, and remember to shoot for the moon.